to AfriExpat, your passport to a world of new opportunities. In today's video, I will show you exactly how to create your express entry profile step by step. If you are dreaming of moving to Canada, you have probably heard of express entry. It is a fast and efficient way for skilled immigrants to get noticed. We'll be breaking down how it works, and I'll be sharing some tips with you on how to create your express entry profile. And I will guide you in a step-by-step manner. So let's get started without much ado. Before we begin, let's talk about eligibility. Make sure you meet the eligibility requirements. By eligibility, I mean you must be eligible before you can create the express entry profile. A couple of things you need to know. 1. You need your proof of work experience. You need your language test results. And of course, you need to have verified your educational credentials. By the way, I will link up a video on how to do your WES evaluation in case you have not already verified your educational credentials. You can do so using WES. Here is a link to a video on how to do your WES evaluation. If you already have all of these requirements, then it's about time you create your express entry profile. Let's dive into the process. First, it is important to gather all your documents, because these documents, even though you don't need to submit them at the time of creating your express entry profile, IRCC will not ask you to send proof of all the information or the documents that you claim to have at the moment. It's a good practice, however, to make sure you have everything intact and available as at the time you are creating your profile, so that once you receive an invitation to apply, otherwise called ITA, you will not have to run helter-skelter looking for those documents. So, a good tip is to make sure you have all these documents ready before you go ahead to create your profile. Right now, we'll proceed. I'll guide you through how to fill in your personal details, work experience, language proficiency, education, and all other requirements. So to get started, I'll head on to google.com. By the way, I'm in google.com right now. So enter Canada express entry profile. Create. Okay. And press enter to start for this. Okay, so as you can see, this is the Government of Canada website, canada.ca. All right. So click on this. Like I always tell people, everything you need to do is on the Government of Canada website. So click on this link. All right. So once you get to the Government of Canada website, just go to the right-hand section and scroll down. You will see this link, create your profile. Okay, so click on the link, create your profile. So once you click on the link, you'll be directed to this section of the website. Okay, so just scroll down. Once you scroll down, you will see this green button that says sign into your IRCC secure account. So even though you have not signed up yet, click this button so that you get to the login page. On getting to the login page, you should be able to see the button to create your profile. Okay, so let's click on this first, sign into your account. So once you click on that button, you'll be directed to this page. Look at this page. On this page, there are different options. Okay, so you cannot sign in because you don't have an account yet. So on the right hand side, can you see this button says register for an account? So click on this link. I just clicked on the button now. So once you click on that, you'll be greeted by this page. There are two options to register actually. Option 1 is to use your Government of Canada key, otherwise called the GCKey, while option 2 is to use your Canadian Interact signing partner. This is for those that are already in Canada. Okay, you can use their Interact to register. Okay, since you just want to register, assuming you're outside of Canada, you just want to register from another country. So click on this, register with a GCKey username and password. So click on this. Okay, so once you click on register, by the way, I already registered before, but for the purpose of this video, I will need to create a new account. Okay, so go to the right hand section and click on this, sign up. Thank you very much for watching this far. If you have enjoyed this video, kindly click the like button and subscribe to the channel. You can also share the content with your family and friends so that it can benefit them. Now you can continue watching the video. Thank you. They will ask you to accept the terms and conditions of use. So click the button I accept. Okay. Now it's time for us to create our username. So the username I want to create is you can come up with anything. Let me just come up with Nejo. So if you look at this right hand corner, your username must meet all of these requirements. It can contain uppercase letters, lowercase letters, French character, digits, special character. So whatever you use as a username must meet all of these requirements, and also it has to be minimum of 8 characters. So to make this, I'll just say Nayo Ninja. Okay, so this is more than 8 characters already. So let me try to meet up the other requirements. So I'm using uppercase mixed with lowercase letters. Okay, so now let me just add in some numbers: 0, 0, 1. Okay. All right. So let me use this. Let me click continue. Good. So it accepted my username. So now I have to come up with a password, a very strong password. So let me see. I need to use a strong password. Okay, as you can see, my password is matching all of these requirements. Characters, 8 to 16 characters, does not contain 3 consecutive characters. Good. So my password meets all of these requirements on the checklist. Okay. So click the button, continue. Good. So now I will be asked to create my recovery questions, answers, and hints. So let me do that. Let me just select. So this is for your optional account recovery. To recover your username and password, you have the option to recover via email. If you do not wish to provide an email list, you may skip. Email can be added later. So if you want, you can skip. So let's skip this. Good. So I've just created my GCKey. Okay. So let me click on continue now. So once you click on continue, it will ask you to do a 2-factor authentication. Okay. So for the purpose of this video, so set up your email. So my email, let me just enter my email. So I found using email as a second factor authentication the easiest. So that's why I'm using it. So a one-time password would have been sent to my email. So let me check. Okay, so I'll provide it now. Click the continue button. So these are the recovery codes. You must record these recovery codes to protect your account, your two-factor account. Keep them somewhere safe and accessible only to you. So these are the recovery codes. So you can highlight them and copy them and save them somewhere, or you can print the code, the recovery codes. So look at the day it is issued. So let me just copy it. Okay, copy it and save it somewhere. So click on this. I've securely recorded and set store these codes. Good. So let's continue now. Okay, accept. So now the next thing is to fill this information. Okay, now we are about to create our profile. We have created our GC account. Next step is actually to create our express entry profile. Okay, so here your given name. So enter your given name. Okay, and then of course your email address. Preferred language of notification, English. So now click the continue button. So these are security questions. So now we want to create new security questions. Okay. Good, that accepted me in. So right now, this is my dashboard. Okay, this is my express entry dashboard. So this is where you will see all the applications you've made for immigration to Canada. Right now, I don't have any pending application, so it's showing that no data available in the table. So let's talk a little bit about the dashboard. So for the applications we've submitted, they will show here. But since I don't have any submitted application, it says no data available. So now for applications that you have not submitted, but you have filled or you have entered your details, but you haven't submitted, they will appear here. Okay, so right now, without wasting much of our time, scroll down. Let's go on to apply to come to Canada. Okay, this is where you go if you want to create your express entry profile. So click on this. So personal reference code. You've entered your details previously for the account. So if you have already completed the Come to Canada or the Express Entry Wizard, you would have received a document checklist and or a personal reference code based on the answers you provided. So if that applies to you, use that personal reference code to retrieve your application. So you just enter this here. But since this is a new account, it doesn't concern us. So we just click on this. I do not have a personal reference code. So you click on any of these options. So by the way, we are creating an express entry profile. So this is the second button here is what applies to us. We want to apply for visitor visa, study, and or work permit. You click on this first button. So the second button is what applies to us. Okay, so let's click on this. Good. We'll be asked to submit some information about us because that information will be used to create our profile. Okay? By the way, I have another video where I explain to you how to simulate your CRS Express Entry score. So if you've not watched that video, I suggest you go ahead and check that video now. So let's continue. Let's make a selection. So now it will ask you which province you are most interested in. So you can just select any province. It does not matter for now. Okay. So let me just choose the best province in the world, Ontario. All right. So let's click the button. Next. All right. So it's going to ask me about my language proficiency. So you ought to have taken IELTS before now, and you ought to have achieved a good score in your IELTS because you will need to enter that information here. So now it's asking me to submit my information with respect to my English proficiency. So let me just choose the option here, IELTS. Okay, click the next button. So find out if you're eligible to apply. What did you take the test? So I took the test. Let's assume I took the test in 2024, December 1. Okay. So this test, the language proficiency test you've taken, must not be more than 2 years old. If it is more than that, you will not be eligible to create your Express Entry profile. So click the next button. So this is let me just enter my actual results. 8.5. 8. 9. 8. So click the next button. Good. Do you have any other language results? Which language test did you take for your second language? If you take the French exam, so you can also add it here. So it could either be TEF or TCF. Okay? You can only combine two languages that are different, English and French. You can't combine English because Canada has two official languages, French and English. So if you've taken the English language exam, then you may want to take the French language as well to boost your score. If you don't want, no problem, you can still go ahead and apply with just your English language exam results. So just click on none, click the next button. Find out if you are eligible to apply. In the last 3 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have in Canada? So let's assume in the last 3 years I don't have any, none. So since I don't have any Canadian, I'll click none of the above here. Since I don't have any Canadian experience, I will also click none of the above here and click the next button. So next, in the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have? So it must have been continuous, paid, full-time, unequal amount, and only in one occupation. So skilled work experience, they are referring to the experience you have back home from your home country, not the one you have in Canada. So let me just choose, I have maximum, so 6 or more years. So in the last 5 years, do you have at least 2 years of experience in one of the following trades? Okay, so trades, I'm not in trades. So I'm a skilled worker and I'm a professional, so I'm not in trades. Trades include people who are plumbers, tradesmen, carpenters, technicians, and the likes. So those ones are referred to as trades. So I don't have any trade experience. I'll click none. So click the next button. Now, how much money in Canadian dollars will you bring to Canada? If you are a single applicant, that is just you alone, you need to select an equivalent amount of money that is the proof of fund for you alone. But if you are coming over with your family, then you select a proof of fund that is equal to your family size as well. So let's click this. You need to note how much you need based on your family size. Okay. Here, let's assume I'm a single applicant. A single applicant will be required to bring this particular range. By the way, in case you don't know what this means, let's click the question mark. The government of Canada does not give financial support to new immigrants. A person must have enough money that is not bound by debts or obligations to support themselves and their family members when they arrive in Canada. So you can see this table. Let's just click this table so that you know the amount of money you need to immigrate to Canada with based on your family size. So I'll right click here so that we can see the information. So it's loading up. So on this page now, you can see the amount of money you need to bring to Canada based on your family size. For an individual, 14,690. If you have two, 18,000 plus. If you have three, 22,000 plus. If you have four, family of four, 27,000 plus. So based on your family size, you need to look at the amount of money that is equivalent to your family size. In this video, I'm applying like an individual. So I'm a family of one, just myself alone, and I need to have at least this amount as my proof of fund. So let's go back to the page we were filling before. Okay. So you see, I selected 14,690, and the POF requires at least this amount, 14,690. Okay. So how many family members do you have? So here, you can just say one, since you are the only person. You can click on the question mark if you don't understand. This includes yourself, your spouse, or partner, and any children that you have, even if they are not coming to Canada with you. So since I'm assuming I'm the only one coming to Canada, I will just say one, which is for me alone. Okay. So click next. Okay, so as you can see, my pending application, or the application I've not submitted, is here already. So I have 60 days to submit it. So let me just click on this, continue profile. So for me alone, I already filled this before, so let me just quickly brush through it. Do you have a valid job offer in Canada? No. So next. Are you currently working legally in Canada? No. Next. So fill in my details. Next. Single. Marital status. Single. So as you can see, let me just save and exit. So as you can see, so it has generated this for me. So this is my express entry profile. But by the way, this form has not been submitted yet. Okay, I will have to fill each of these details. Okay, then before I can submit. All right. Let me just save and exit for now. Good. As you can see from my profile dashboard, I can always go back to the express entry profile and fill in the information that I have not filled. Okay. By the way, I have just 60 days to submit this profile. Okay. All right. So let's assume I want to fill in my personal details now. So I just click on this start form. So click the next. It automatically populated my name, my last name and my first name. So click the next. So the next, it's asking for my country of birth. So let me put it as Nigeria. So city or town of birth. So, oops. So click the next button. Are you single or married? So for the purpose of this video, I said I'm single. So click the next button. Does Ade have a passport or national ID? Yes. Click the yes. Document ID or type. So choose the option. So passport. Document number is exactly as it is shown. Country of issue, Nigeria. So we for Nigeria. Issue date. Select January 24. Expiry date. See, you click on this button to add this information. See, now it has automatically populated the passport details here. Okay, since I clicked on save and add. All right, if you want to change the details later, you can click on this button, modify. So I'm okay. Let's move on. So click the next button. So the next information is, has Adeni applied to immigration refugees in Canada before? So if you have applied before, you choose yes, but if you have not, choose no. Okay, for the purpose of this video, I will choose no. Okay, so country of citizenship, of course, Nigeria. So if you have dual citizenship or you have multiple citizenship, you can always choose your countries, your country or your countries here, as the case may be. So let me just choose Nigeria alone. Country of residence, let me just choose Nigeria as well. So click the next. So how many family members does Adeni have? So now they mean your spouse, your partner, and any children that you have, even if they are not coming with you to Canada. Okay? So even if you are not coming with your family to Canada, you must select the number of family members you have. Okay? So for the purpose of this video, I'm assuming I am single. So let me just continue to maintain my stand. So 1, I'm the only one coming. How much money in Canadian dollar do you have? So remember, you offered some information the last time. okay, concerning your proof of funds, because they asked you earlier on. So the details you entered there was 14,000 plus, right? So which is 14,690. So make sure you put this same amount. Don't let it change. Put the exact same amount, or it's any amount that is greater than your POF. You can put any amount that is greater than your POF, but it must not be less than the POF required. The POF required for you. So click the next. Oh, so it's problematic is because I entered the comma. So let me remove the comma. So click the next. Yeah, it has accepted it. So does Adenia have a relative who is a citizen or permanent resident of Canada? So if you have a family member who is a citizen or a PR holder in Canada, you choose yes. If no, choose no. So if you choose yes, they will give you additional points. But for the purpose of this video, I'll choose no. Okay. So I think that is all here. So you can click on this button, check for completeness. The form is complete, so you can click save and exit. Okay. So as you can see on my dashboard, it's saying my personal details is complete. So if you want to update your details or any new information comes up, you click on this update form. By the way, this express entry profile has not been submitted, so you can always change things before you submit. But once you submit, you can no longer change your details. Okay. So let's move on to the second. So you do the same for your contact details, your study and languages, application details, representative work history, and the likes. So click on this start form. So language of correspondence. What language do you want us to contact you by? So it's English. Okay, next. Provide an email address below where correspondence can be sent. So you enter your address again. Okay. So click check. It's always a good thing to always check for completeness. Okay. So by clicking this button, so it says the form is complete. So you can also save and exit. So now it has marked this complete as well. So let's move on to the third part, which is study and languages. Start form. Has Adeni finished high school or any education including university? Yes. So field of study, medicine. So let me look for medicine or something similar. So medicine is here already. So since what year? So click this. What year? April. If it's your current study, you choose yes. But for me, it is not a current study, so I'll choose no. What year did you start? So 2007. Let's just assume. But for you, it has to be 100% correct. Okay, this is just a demo, so I can decide to put anything I want. But for you, any information you provide must be 100% correct and verifiable. Okay. Sorry, I think there was a mistake here. So let me just change this. This is 2007 instead. Okay. So complete full academic, yes. So let's just say assume 10. Full-time or part-time study, full-time. Standing at the end of study period. I'm in good standing. Okay. Country of study, Nigeria. City of study, name of school, Okay, level of education. So for this, you choose master's degree or professional degree. So since I chose medicine, it's a licensed profession, so you have to choose this option. It's a professional degree needed to practice in a licensed profession. Okay. So was Adeni awarded the Canadian degree? No. Choose no. Always submit or always supply accurate information. So has Adeni had an educational credential assessment within the past 5 years for this degree? Diploma certificate? Yes. So asking more questions. Now, the organization that is supposed to issue ECA for doctors is Medical Council of Canada. Okay, so I'll choose this. Date the ECA was reported. So let's say February. Okay, ECA number. Okay, level of education, that is Canada equivalent shown on the ECA report. Okay, so this is what is stated there. Okay, save and add. Good. So next, as you can see, it has populated this field automatically, okay, based on the information I added earlier. Okay, so if you have more educational certificate that you want to enter, you can always scroll up and enter the information. But since I'm good at the moment, I'll just click on next. Okay, so can you communicate in English and or French? Yes, I can communicate in English. Have you taken an approved language test to assess your English skills? Yes. And I took IELTS, right? So choose IELTS here. If you choose CELPIP, you write CELPIP. If you choose Pearson or PTE, you write Pearson. These are the 3 language test requirements for English. Okay, but for French, you need TEF and TCF. Okay, so language test version, IELTS general training. You always have to have an IELTS general training result for you to create your profile. So language test was done. I already put this before, so it's just automatically populating the field for me. Date of the test result was released. So let's just say January 2025. January 01. Okay. Language test results form or certificate number. Usually for your IELTS, if you check your IELTS results, there's always a certificate number. So input that certificate number here. Okay. As I didn't additionally taken an language test to assess their French skills? No. Okay. So scroll up and check for completeness again. Okay, the form is complete. So now I can save and exit it. Good. As you can see, I have finished step 3, which is the study on languages. Okay. If you look at your dashboard, you will see that you don't have a CRS score yet. It is because you have not filled in all of this information and you have not submitted your profile either. So you won't have a CRS score. Okay. So application details. Let's move on. Click this start form. All right. So which provinces or territories would you like to consider living in? Okay. So for me, since it is the best advice here is that you click on all provinces and territories. Okay. And this is important because if you choose just one particular province, you'll be limiting your chances. Other provinces, you might be lucky with other provinces, but since you didn't choose them, they will not nominate you for the PMP program. Okay, but if you choose all provinces, you are increasing your chances of being selected by any of these provinces, be it be it Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, Nunavut, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Saskatchewan, and Yukon. So I'll choose operating territories. Always choose that. Okay. So it will now, based on this selection, it will be asking you that you authorize the provinces to collect your information from IRCC, blah, 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 blah. Choose yes. Okay. Ontario to choose yes. So click next. As a Dani, I just see the nomination certificate form from any of the provinces before. Choose no. So again, check for completeness, because if you don't check for completeness, sometimes you may mistakenly fail to fill out the complete information. So that's why I always advise that you check for completeness and click on save and exit. So next is my representative. This is actually talking about whether you are applying through a registered Canadian immigration consultant or a lawyer. So if you are, just choose yes. If no, choose no. So on this demo, I'm choosing no. Let me just click start form. So that's the question they're asking me. I'll choose no. But if you choose yes, to ask you to submit the information of the representative. So I'm just choosing no. And then this, and then this. So the last option is my work history. Click on this. So my profile. So if you don't know what your NOC code is, you can use this to find out. So I'm a physician, I'm a medical doctor. So once you try to enter the your profession actually, it will give you the option. So I'm a physician, right? So I'll choose this, general practitioner, family physician. So automatically it has entered here for me. That has selected it for me here. Okay. So if you don't know or you're not sure, you always use the search button first, based on what you enter. Okay. So so the first day I became licensed to work as a medical doctor was in 2017. So I'll write that here. So the month, April. So click next. Do you have a certificate of qualification from the Canadian province? No, I don't. So click no. Next. Do you have a job offer currently? So if you have a job offer in Canada already, you choose yes. But since I don't have, I'll choose no. Click next. Do you have any work history? Of course I do. Choose yes. So you select the year. So you don't have to waste time. I will just choose that from 2017 till now. 2017 January till now. So you can choose that this is your current job. 2017 till now, okay, as your current job. So how many hours do you work? So for full-time work, you're supposed to work 40 hours at least. Okay, 5-digit NOC code required. Okay, so your primary job, NOC code, that's what they're asking you. So, by the way, let's see. Let me just go up. Let me go up and see. The NOC code for doctors is 311. If you don't know, no need to cram. You can always check for it here. Ask Google. NOC code for doctors. Just to be sure, okay? It's important you have to input the right NOC code. So it's 31102. So 02. Yeah, correct. So employer's name. So I'll just choose this, Panama Capital Center. Country, choose Nigeria. Again. Town, Abeokuta. You can just save and add this. Oh, sorry, problematic field. So 311. So let's look for 311. 31102. 31102. Yes. So I should be able to add it now. Good. So it has added this. Okay. So if you have more professions or you have more experience in another field, you can always add it here. Just scroll up as I have just done now, input the information again, and once you are done, you click save and add. So it will add it down below. Okay, so let's click next. The following questions are about your education and work experience recognition in Canada. IRCs will only use this information for research. This is just for research purpose. So do you agree to answer these questions? Whether you answer the question yes or no, it does not affect your chances of being selected. It can only help IRCs to improve their services, okay? So since it doesn't really have any bearing on your profile, I will just choose no. But ideally, it's advisable that you choose yes, just to fulfill our righteousness. So let's choose yes. Have you looked for a job in Canada? No. Have you checked to see if your work has been should be accepted in Canada? Yes. Whom did you check? So let me just say work related or immigration, friends, school, as the case may be. Some jobs are available. You will need a license. Do you know if your brand is regulated? What have you done so far to get a license? So all of this you can mark as much as you like. So just click save and exit. Good. So once you have entered all the information, as you can see from your dashboard, the next thing is you click the continue here. Okay. So you click continue. It's going to ask you so your security question. So sign. So once you click on sign, okay, it will just populate all the information that you entered earlier. I mean, it will you agree, chose agree here. I agree that by submitting this application. So the next thing to do now is to click this button, transmit. Once you click on transmit, then you will have submitted your profile. Okay? And once you click the transmit button, your profile will no longer be editable. Okay? So let's click on the transmit button. So congratulations, you have successfully submitted your application or profile. So once you receive this information, it means you are officially in the express entry pool. Okay? Alright, so these are the steps. You will receive a message in your account shortly with your confirmation number and a link to your official receipt if applicable. Step 2, if they need more information, they will reach out to you. Processing times vary. So the next thing now is to go back to your dashboard so that you can see your CRS score. Good. So as you can see, this is my dashboard. You see now, the application has moved from here to A, meaning that the application has been submitted. So right now, I have some messages. That is why you see here is saying new, current status, application or profile updated. So click on this for more information. If you are not eligible for express entry, you'll get that. But if you are, you will also receive that information. Okay? Now that you have submitted your profile, you are officially in the express entry pool. So the waiting game begins. You will need to wait for IRCC to conduct the next draw. Based on the selection in that next draw, you may be invited to apply. If your CRF score is below the cutoff which is required by IRCC in their draw, your profile will be selected and you'll be officially invited to apply. In other words, given the ITA. ITA means invitation to apply. IRCC conducts draws. They're supposed to conduct draws every 2 weeks. But for some time now, things have been changing. So they may conduct the draws maybe every 3 weeks or every 2 weeks as the case may be. So the onus is on them to conduct draws. But before they conduct draws, a lot of things could happen to your profile. Number one, if you don't get an ITA, if you do not receive an IRC within 1 year of creating your profile, your express entry profile will expire and you will have to start again. Peradventure, you also do not get an ITA within the 2-year period of the validity of your IELTS results or your TEF results or your language proficiency results, as the case may be, then your profile will expire and you'll have to start the whole process again. But the good thing is, if you are lucky, any of the provinces in Canada could nominate you for the PNP, otherwise called the Provincial Nominee Program. They could see your profile and they reach out to you that they want to nominate you. So if you receive that message, then congratulations. Accept it if you like to live in that province, and once you accept, they will give you an additional 600 points added to your current CRF score. So by the time IRC conducts the next draw, then they will give you an ITA or invitation to apply. So once you receive your ITA and you apply, the process begins. IRCC will now verify all the information you've submitted in your profile and correspond it with the documents you've uploaded and see whether there's no discrepancy or there's no error and everything is correct. Once that happens, then you'll be given your COPR, which is confirmation of permanent residence. With that, you can move to Canada. With your COPR in hand, you have everything required for you to migrate to Canada. So that sums up today's video. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to address your questions. And please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family so that they can benefit. You never know, you might be helping someone out there. Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.